A jailhouse diary of convicted Charleston shooter Dylann was read to jurors in that South Carolina shooting case. And in it, the shooter offered no apology, no explanation for the massacre that killed 9 church members. In fact, he actually doubled down on his actions, saying, quote, "I would like to make it crystal clear. I do not regret what I did. I am not sorry. I have not shed a tear for the innocent people I killed." Prosecutors plan to wrap up their case next Monday. Jurors could begin deliberating on Tuesday as to whether Roof will get the death penalty or life in prison. I want to bring in legal analyst and criminal defense attorney Yodit Tewolde. Yodit, always good to see you. Thank you again for being here. I want your reaction to what he wrote in that diary and what he said when he's saying, I have no regrets. I shed no tears. Is that the mind of an evil person, or is that the mind of a mentally disabled person or incapable in some way?
This is an evil person. There are evil people in the world, and this is one example of that. We've already deaded the issue of whether he has a psychological issue or not, because the judge in this case had 2 hearings to make sure that he was psychologically fit to proceed as his own counsel, and the judge found that he was. So no, this isn't some sort of a mental deficiency that this young man has. And it's interesting that he's saying these things in this manifesto while he was in jail, and now he's acting as counsel in the penalty phase, and he's providing zero understanding for the jurors. He's providing no understanding of the gravity of what he did in taking these 9 lives, and he's providing zero mitigating factors for them to even consider in giving him leniency by giving him prison time without parole. So it's interesting to see what exactly he wants in the situation. Does he want death? Does he want to live? We don't know, but from the looks of it, it seems like he's leaning towards wanting to get the death sentence and be some sort of a martyr. Okay, and that was going to be my next question, because I know that he has not even asked the jurors to spare his life. Will he get the final word? Will he get to address these jurors to appeal for his life if he so chooses? I mean, he's acting as counsel, so he has the opportunity to present evidence, like bringing in people to testify on his behalf, explaining what his home life was growing up. There's just nothing that he's given, so the jurors have nothing to mull over, but simply the fact that he's killed 9 people because they were black. That's all that they have. He's given them nothing to factor. So all they have is what the government has presented, and they presented multiple witnesses who've talked about what their life has been like without these 9 individuals. And so that's all that they have. Now, it's interesting that he filed a motion trying to limit the number of witnesses the government presents, because he's saying that would guarantee a death sentence. But you can understand that, you know what, he's going to raise this same issue on appeal. What the judge is trying to do is make sure that Dylann Roof understands all of his rights and what he's waiving and giving up. Because on appeal, you're going to have to bet your bottom that he's going to raise those same issues, that he was not given a fair trial, that he didn't have effective assistance of counsel. And so this judge is trying to preserve the record for an appeal in the event that those issues are raised. So we'll see what he tries to present, but as of right now, he's presenting absolutely nothing. This is, I think, what is so difficult for jurors in this situation, because the crime is so horrific. You don't want to give the defendant what he wants, but it is hard to determine what he wants. Does he want to die? Does he want to live? How do jurors balance their feelings, the facts about it, and how they interpret what he might want? Well, as a juror, they're supposed to balance the aggravating factors that the government presents and the mitigating factors that the defendant presents. Right. The defendant at this point has presented 0. So what they're going to consider is just the aggravating factors. And if they find that the aggravating factors outweigh the mitigating factors, because there's no redeemable quality they have at this point to decide whether they should give this young man leniency. So I wouldn't be surprised if they actually hand down a death sentence, because they have nothing to counter these aggravating factors. He's given them nothing. And they have to consider the circumstances of this crime. I mean, he was so calculating. These victims were extremely vulnerable. So it wouldn't be surprising if they came down with a death sentence. All right. Wonder if that's what you thought. Yodit Tewolde, always appreciate you being here. Thank you. Thank you.